Yeah, in fact, these days he wears further studies. Na najua hizo vitu haezi ona system, but it's all right. Karibu Nadia, thanks for coming through. Welcome to DC, welcome to the States. I know this is your first of very many trips.
Yeah.
And it sounds like, since now we're goal oriented, so do you see yourself winning a Grammy?
Yeah, I think everything just starts with believing. Like, I believe one day, as I said, I keep refining myself. And the reason for refining myself is, to leave a legacy behind. It's just not to be remembered for the hits, but at least there are people who will speak about the work that I did, about the barriers I broke, and the mark I left in the music industry. So I see myself winning Grammys, BETs, but siku zote wanasema ni Mwenyezi Mungu akipenda na akituweka tufike hizo siku. Yeah.
Hapo safi sana. That's a very good way to think about it. Truth.
I have one more question.
Yeah.
There is a song, and forgive me for forgetting the name of the song.
Yeah.
It's about the music industry.
Yeah.
Now it was to you.
Yeah.
Remember the name of it? And Sirahisi, yes.
Yeah.
And what inspired that? So, I mean, like, it's very explanatory, but I want to hear your experience in the music industry in Kenya, and what really got you to write that song.
I think that was the song that actually brought me into the music scene, and I knew it was gonna be so competitive because being a female artist, there are always all these things that society has put for us. Mm-hmm. So I really wanted to be like, when I come into the game, I want people to see me for my content. I want people to be like, that chick can write,
Mm-hmm.
Even from the songs I've written and the recognition I've gotten from, the poetic side of my music. So Sirahis was just about the struggles that I have heard and I have experienced, in the music scene, especially in Kenya. I mean, it's hard to make money. It's hard to break through if you don't know the right people. Just your sound sometimes may be like a barrier for you to break through, because they're like, no, we want this type of music. Let's say this type of sound is what is currently trending, and maybe you don't feel that sound. So it was just about the challenges that we go through as artists. And I think I thank God, because it was a smart move, because that's the song that really got me in the music industry.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Asante sana. I think Uno has a quick question here.
I was listening to some of your interviews.
Yeah.
And one thing that stood out in many of them was you mentioning how hard it is to make it into the Kenyan music industry.
Yeah.
But even tougher is to make it as a woman, as a female.
Yeah.
And I was just curious, and I wanted to know. And the thing is, the only way we can actually learn of the hurdles, or even probably come to assume, or maybe even have an inkling, is to be told, for somebody to paint a picture of some of the hurdles that a female artist goes through. Because normally you really don't hear, when you look at let's say, for example, charts or artists, when you hear names, in a sprinkling of 15 guys or a group or whatever it is, there's a sprinkle of a lady. Nadia, maybe Sanaipe, a sprinkling of maybe, if you go outside, Vanessa, but you don't hear that much.
Mm-hmm.
Now, she has, she's come roaring.
Yeah.
And at 24, she's not barking, she's growling.
Yeah, and she's moving,
Deep.
She's moving at a fast pace.
Boss, you don't get 11 plus million streams on Boomplay. Come Chezo. So,
and I turn out that has million views on YouTube as well.
So I mean, those are the things like so what are some of the hurdles? Paint, because there's some young girls out there, there's a young lady, there's a young wanting to be a musician, but maybe even in Kenya, or even here, but some of the struggles, or what, and mentorship sometimes is also important. So if you could just mention or talk about that.
Yeah. Number one, I'll start with, just generalizing the hurdles we go through as artists. Let's say you get in the music scene at a young age, there's the lack of knowledge of like the music business. You're not aware of contracts. You don't know what sometimes you're getting yourself into. I remember when I was starting up, I had the same issue, but luckily it wasn't like as bad because it's something that could have tied me. I was able to get out with the right legal procedures. And just as a woman, just because you're a woman, you're like sexualized, for you to get a certain level, you need to have to go with these guys. There are people who maybe don't see you like the way they see the male artist, like, they need to work hard. But for us, it's like, you need to date so and so. So I think those are some of the challenges that have led to some of the female artists quitting the music scene. I mean, there's so many females who've quit the music scene in Kenya because of challenges. So it's just knowing how to navigate. Like, number one, having a manager. The moment that you keep talking to, like, let's say it's a guy, wanaume ni wanaume ama wanawake ni wanawake, if you keep talking to people directly, someone is going to have, not everyone is the same, not everyone is professional, someone is going to have a hidden agenda. So I've hired a music manager from the onset of my career. So those are the things you need to put in place, not wanting to be, you're the one booking shows, you're the one booking interviews, it's striking deals for yourself. So it's you understanding these are the hurdles and this is how I can navigate in the music industry. Having a manager is number one. Having a personal assistant as well. They always say for your business to thrive, at least you need to have, like, the operation side has to really be taken seriously. So the operation side of being an artist needs to be taken care of, so that you don't end up you're the one talking to the promoter, talking to the bookings guys. So it's just knowing how to navigate through that. And the other challenge is, I think, how do I call it? Like the I don't know if I can call it the valuation that we put as opposed to the guys. Because someone's like, but Nadia is just gonna get married one day. Why should I give her 1 million Kenyan shillings to perform?
Wait.
And
That's the valuation that happens?
Yeah, it happens.
Wow.
Like,
women face these things in every career.
in every
That
career.
is
every
sad.
career, women face them.
Very
And
sad.
the other
Until you get married and
Let's focus on
you're gonna
Nadia,
get married and you're
but
gonna
that's
have
an
someone
issue.
to
Yeah.
take care of you.
Yeah.
Why should? But I'm a brand. I work equally, like just like Otile.
Wow.
I have the numbers just like Otile. So those are the things that we try to fight for, and that's why I believe having a team is essential. These are the people who are gonna fight for you, because you can't fight for yourself. It's really being a woman. We have to, I always believe you can be an idealist or a realist. So it's being a realist that this is the world that we live in. So how are you going to navigate in the music industry? So there's that valuation. I've had those things whereby I have more hits than this male artist, but we're like, why does these people want to pay us less? And yet I have more numbers, more hits, more crowd. Is like, but you're a woman. Those are the things we go through every time. So once you have people that fight for you, and it's just telling the young artist, if you just want to, it's not just the creative space only, like you want to get in the music industry. It's not for you.